Close your eyes for a moment and consider where you feel your emotions. You might instinctively point to your head, the command center of your consciousness. But what if the seat of your joy, your anxiety, and your peace of mind wasn't actually located behind your forehead, but tucked deep within the coils of your digestive tract? It sounds like science fiction, yet the biological reality is far more profound. Emerging research suggests that a staggering 90% of your body's serotonin, that vital neurotransmitter responsible for stabilizing your mood and feelings of well-being, is not synthesized in your brain, but manufactured right here in your gut. We are essentially walking, breathing ecosystems, and the signals firing from your abdomen may be the true architects of your daily experience. Before we delve into the intricate mechanics of this internal dialogue, please note that this content is for informational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. This revelation forces us to confront a haunting question. If our gut is the primary source of our emotional stability, why have we spent decades treating our mental health as an isolated event occurring only within the skull? Could the persistent fog of exhaustion, the sudden spikes of irritability, or the restless nights that plague so many of us be symptoms of a deeper, silent discord happening in our digestive system? We have been looking at the map of human health upside down, neglecting the vast, microscopic civilization residing in our intestines that constantly whispers to our nervous system. The implications of this connection are vast, influencing everything from the strength of our immune response to the quality of our restorative sleep cycles. If you have ever felt a knot in your stomach when you are anxious or experienced a sudden surge of intuition, you have already felt this hidden architecture at work. We are on the precipice of understanding a biological symphony that has been playing beneath the surface of our awareness since the dawn of our species. To truly master your health, we must move beyond the surface and begin to decode the language of this complex, internal network. Let us step inside this hidden world to understand how the second brain dictates the rhythm of your life. Deep within the architecture of your abdomen lies a sprawling, neural labyrinth known as the enteric nervous system, often referred to as your second brain. This intricate web contains over 100 million nerve cells, lining your digestive tract from the esophagus to the colon. Rather than operating in isolation, this internal circuitry maintains a constant, high-speed dialogue with your central nervous system through the vagus nerve. Think of this nerve as a primary fiber optic cable, facilitating a bidirectional superhighway of biochemical information that links your gut directly to your mind. Research suggests that this connection is so profound that 80 to 90% of the fibers in the vagus nerve are actually carrying sensory data from the gut upward to the brain, rather than the other way around. When your microbiome is in a state of balanced diversity, it releases neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which travel this neural bridge to stabilize your emotional landscape. Conversely, when the gut environment suffers, these chemical signals can become distorted, potentially manifesting as persistent anxiety or cognitive fog. Studies indicate that inflammatory markers produced by an imbalanced gut can cross the blood-brain barrier, triggering subtle shifts in your mental clarity and sleep architecture. Your digestive system is not merely processing nutrients, it is actively shaping your neurochemistry in real time. Every meal acts as a biochemical prompt, sending specific signals through the vagus nerve that dictate whether your body enters a state of calm restoration or heightened vigilance. As this physiological data travels toward your brain, it influences the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for your nightly cycles of rest. By understanding this physical tether, we gain the power to influence our internal state through deliberate biological input. This is not just anatomy, it is the fundamental mechanism of human experience. Yet, if the gut-brain axis is the highway, the bacterial residents living within you are the ones driving the traffic. What happens when these microscopic inhabitants begin to dictate your cravings and your capacity for focus? Deep within the architecture of your abdomen lies a sprawling, neural labyrinth known as the enteric nervous system, often referred to as your second brain. This intricate web contains over 100 million nerve cells, lining your digestive tract from the esophagus to the colon. When the delicate equilibrium of your inner ecosystem falters, the consequences ripple outward, turning your internal stability into a state of biological chaos. Research suggests that the primary disruptor is the modern Western diet, which acts as a wrecking ball to microbial diversity. By flooding your system with processed sugars and artificial emulsifiers, you inadvertently starve the beneficial microbes that thrive on complex fibers, forcing them to turn against your own intestinal lining. This dietary scarcity is compounded by the shadow of antibiotic overuse. While these medications are life-saving in acute crises, their indiscriminate reach often acts like a scorched earth policy, clearing out both hostile pathogens and the essential colonies that guard your immune defenses. Once this threshold is crossed, the landscape of your gut shifts, favoring opportunistic strains that thrive in instability. Studies indicate that your psychological state is just as potent a catalyst for this internal decline. This physiological feedback loop creates a hostile environment where beneficial bacteria struggle to survive. Beyond these external pressures, your genetic predispositions provide the blueprint for how your body responds to these insults. Certain inherited markers influence how your microbiome interacts with your immune system, making some individuals inherently more susceptible to dysbiosis than others. It is a complex interplay of nature and nurture, where your ancestral history meets the reality of your daily habits. When your internal defenses are weakened by these stressors, the integrity of your gut lining begins to fracture, leading to a condition often whispered about in clinical circles but felt by millions as a persistent, low-grade malaise. This breach allows undigested proteins and microbial byproducts to trigger an immune alarm that never truly shuts off. As your body directs its limited energy toward fighting this invisible battle, your mood plateaus, your sleep fragments, and your resilience wanes. But what if the secret to reversing this decline isn't found in a pharmacy, but in the specific, unseen signals you send to your microbiome tonight? The body rarely screams when it is in distress. It whispers in a language of subtle, persistent malfunctions. If you find yourself trapped in a cycle of unexplained exhaustion, the kind that sleep never seems to touch, your gut may be signaling a systemic breakdown. Consider the red flags. You might experience a mind that feels perpetually clouded, a fog that descends mid-afternoon and refuses to lift. Perhaps you stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m., your brain wired and restless, while your digestive system fluctuates between uncomfortable bloating and unpredictable irregularity. These are not merely separate annoyances, they are symptoms of a fractured communication line between your microbiome and your central nervous system. When your internal flora is out of balance, the production of essential neurotransmitters, like the serotonin that regulates your calm and the melatonin that commands your sleep, is compromised at the source. You are effectively living in a state of biological static, where the signals for rest, joy, and vitality are being drowned out by the noise of an internal imbalance. The revelation here is profound. You are not broken, and you are not destined to live within these limitations. It responds to the precise inputs you provide, shifting its composition with every choice you make at the dinner table and every habit you cultivate before rest. By tending to the soil of your inner garden, you reclaim the authority over your energy, your clarity, and your peace of mind. This content is for informational purposes only. Healing is a journey of small, intentional shifts, and you have already taken the first step by choosing to listen to what your body is trying to tell you. If this exploration of your inner ecosystem has resonated with you, consider subscribing to the channel. Join our community, share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this path toward a more vibrant, balanced version of you.